Used to give me positive vibes, now it's negative energy. Arguing back and forth about bitches that you never see. Besides being my queen bee, thought you was a friend of me. Now every time we speak, it's like you're talking to your enemy. You don't like how I move, I don't like how you think. I'm on the grind all day. You think I'm chasing these freaks, I say I'm in these streets. You think I'm in between some sheets, you call arguing and fighting. I'm trying to make it home in one piece. Walk in the house, Louis Duffel, 100 bands at least. Fuck a mortgage, just give us the power to lease. Told you in the beginning, baby, it's M.O.B. Fuck these hoes, I'm trying to find a wife to make my life complete. Two halves become one whole, 360 degrees. Can't force it though, what's meant to be shall be. For now we go our separate ways, there's no more arguing for me.
It's like damn if I do, and damn if I don't. I can't win for losing, so tell me what the fuck you want. You tell me go left, you go right. And when I think it's all good, you tell me that nothing is right. We need to talk. Now I'm like, talk about what? I broke and I bent, compromised at every extent, made every program and every event. You knew I was there, but let you tell it, it's like I don't even care. First you love me, then you hate me, say you want me and you need me, then you leave me and you treat me like I ain't even breathing. I don't beat you, I don't cheat you, I just treat you like the queen that you are. And you should know that I mean it. I know I ain't perfect, I know I did wrong. And when I did wrong, I knew it wasn't worth it. And what you did, you should've knew it would hurt me. Now I wonder if you with me, do you really deserve me? And if I lose it all, will you desert me? Will you desert me? Will you desert me? Will you desert me? Wasn't that enough for you? Will you desert me? Wasn't that enough for you? I would climb a mountain. What I wanna see you for.
See all these niggas out here? Struggling to survive, man. When you're struggling to survive, you need somebody to follow you. So I figured, why not give them God?
All I wanted to be was situated. Mama told me to pray on it. God teaching you patience. Trying to help you get your mind out the wrong places. My empire crumbled, the card I've been infiltrated. $250,000 down the drain, but somehow I still made it. I am king, no man shall replace this. Feeling like I'm chosen like Neo in the Matrix. This mastermind shall not be wasted. In the window with the chopper like Malcolm waiting. But my own demons that I'm facing. My faith, give me patience, which helped me fight temptations. Crossed my loved ones, it was hard, but I forgave them. Washed my hands with them, only Allah can save them. Now my eyes open wide, but my heart is vacant. No love inside, it's like I'm numb inside. When God took my son, a part of me died. And it killed me even more to see Emporia cry. You could've took me, he was only 5. Father, forgive me, I apologize. Cause every day I wake, I'm blessed to be alive, blessed to open my eyes. My mind open wide, mind reader say in due time he shall rise. Until then, I continue to ride. Shooting for the stars, if I miss, I'll land in the sky. 747, gon' always stay fly. Smoking the best strands, pushing them foreign rides, pushing it to the limit. I'm just trying to survive, moving at God's speed on this roller coaster ride. It's Medellin, La Costa Nostra till I die. That's when my spirit and my physical divide. Angels welcome me home, tears of joy as my soul rises. My soul rise as my soul rises.
Like these freaks let us use their apartments for free. It's not only that, we're paying their rent or give them a piece of apply whatever they're using. That ain't just it. Motherfuckers wanna feel like they're a part of something.
Pick up the pen, said a prayer and he blessed my ink. My spirit talking, now my soul is starting to speak. Where success is concerned, one is not measured by degrees, but by the size of his thinking. If you believe, you shall achieve. When I go, bury me.
One more coming from Fast Lane 747. We playing it from the song, turn it up.
Start it over, sir.
If my niggas need me, just know that I got them. All the comrades that's gone, pray that Allah got them. Life can lose you, so pray that the angels got them. Built for it, try to take mine and get your
Do you not know that it's lonely at the top? Do you not know that I gotta carry my glass with me?
No way, Jose.
Do you not know that it's lonely at the top? Bet you didn't know that I gotta carry my glass with me.
They say it's lonely at the top, but it's reckless at the bottom. Whenever my niggas need me, just know that I got them. All the comrades that's gone, pray that Allah got them. Life can lose you, so pray that the angels got them. Built for it, try to take mine and get your ass killed for it. You don't have a clue about the cause that was dealt for it. Now my whips is foreign, sacrifices that I made, hustling in the rainforest, standing in the coldest storms like it's a rainforest. Just a rock time forward while my hood was at war, trying to even the score. Why? My bitch steady calling me at home, said I don't love her no more, love her no more. I'm all in till I'm hauled in. Sleep when I die until then. I'm in the valley with the F and N. Niggas get stretched like limos trying to test him. Hustling my pain away, fuck stressing. Run that bag up, turn a curse into a blessing. Every day I wake is a blessing. Say my prayers as I meditate, then load the Smith and Wesson from St. Louis where the whole city is ratchet. So if you running that bag up, you gotta keep a ratchet. Get in, get out, then play your exit. Make a lot of dineros and invest it. Prepare for the worst, cause this shit get hectic. Yes.
Fast Lane 747 in the building. And y'all already know who this is. This is your girl, Mrs. Kiwi, along with my co-host. And of course,
Lane in the motherfucking building. What up?
yes, we got a great topic for you all on tonight. So come on, tune in, join in, call in. 515-599-1687. Once again, that is 515-599-1687. Get at us. You know we love talking, and we definitely will talk back. Call us. Once again.
Holla.
Miss Meg, let's know that mission statement. What is our mission statement? What does Why Not Say It stand for?
Well, you know what we stand for. We want to make sure that our youth and our season grab back that communication piece. We want to let our youth know that their voice can be heard, as well as our season to know that your voice still is heard. A lot of times we may feel that from a season standpoint, our youth just not listening. But we never know how it is that we may captivate them with things that we say, the way that we act, things that we do. So let's grab back our youth and open up your ears, season. Let's get it together with that communication piece.
All right, all right, all right. We want to
Yes.
just give y'all a little Friday's blessing. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
No
for
evil.
you are with me.
Yes.
You are rod and your staff. Thy comfort me. That's Psalm 23 and 4.
Yes, amen,
Let's
amen.
get it.
Yes.
We got a great show for y'all. The topic of our show tonight is trauma bonds. Trauma bonds. If you know about it, talk about it. Call in 515-599-1687. We would love to hear from you.
You know what? That what you just read from Psalms, it fits right in with what it is that we talking about, trauma bond. Now, trauma bonding is a strong emotional attachment that develops between a person and someone who is abusive or has caused them some harm. It's often characterized as a cyclical pattern of abuse or intermittent positive reinforcement, making it difficult for the person to leave from the relationship. This bond can involve feelings of love, sympathy, confusion, and even fear towards the abuser. So what you just read it again, Miss Kiwi. I want to make sure that the viewers hear this, as well as it speaks and seeps and sinks into our soul.
Friday's blessings. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, thy comfort me. That's Psalms 23 and 4.
Yes. So let's talk about the trauma bonding. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
Get it started.
Yes.
Talk about how it is that these traumas can cause, we don't realize how trauma bonding it impacts our lives. It's just like on the outside looking in. When you are on the outside looking into what is actually possibly happening in your life.
Exactly. And a lot of times trauma bonds, start, it can be a child that's been abused, a caregiver that has abused that child, or even a person that's close to that child, a hostage, which is, you could be in a kidnap situation, even friends. You could be friends and experience trauma bond, because a lot of times, your friend might have had trauma or been hurt. You've been traumatized or hurt. So you all click together and, you're sharing your stories and you trying to help one another. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times we don't realize that, hurt people hurt people. You know what I'm saying? So, these are just things that you may have never thought about, or might even not even thought that you were part of being a trauma bond. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we just got to start looking a little more deeper in our situations, or looking at situations that's around us, because a lot of us have either been in trauma bonds or we're in it right now.
That's right. Absolutely. Most definitely. There are 7 stages of trauma bonding. Stage 1 is love bombing. Stage 2 is trust and dependence. Stage 3 is criticism and devaluation. Stage 4 is manipulation and gaslighting. Stage 5 is resignation and giving up. And stage 6 is loss of self. And we always talk about knowing thyself. But in this instance, as it's stated, it's a hard time. It causes a little bit of hard time to be able to know thyself when you are lost in thyself. Exactly. Number 7 is emotional addiction to the trauma bond cycle. Yes, most definitely. Yes. So these are, just 7 stages that you can kind of like think about or look at that could be considered or related to trauma bonding.
Exactly. And a lot of times, you know, when you in trauma bond, you know, it can also be followed up with positive reinforcement. You know, like I might be treating you bad, but then I'll turn around and I'll give you some love, or call it love anyway, or you know, some positivity about, oh, I didn't mean to slap you across your face. I just did that because you made me mad, but you know I love you. You know, a lot of people don't realize that mental, physical, verbal, all of that is abuse, and that is part of trauma. And the people who actually do all of these things have been traumatized or hurt themselves. But has not faced the fact that this is what I'm experiencing. This is me. I am actually trauma bond. You know what I'm saying? Because like we said, trauma can start when you're a child. That's why a lot of times we talk about, you know, the environment you have your child in. You know, you have to watch the environment you have your child in, because a lot of children grow up to adults and still have those trauma bonds because they were too afraid to talk about it. Or maybe if they talked about it at that time, mama wasn't trying to hear it, or daddy wasn't trying to hear it because they, you know, was trying to sugarcoat it. So it was never addressed, and they grew up with it, and that's all they know. That's what they attract. Other trauma bond, you know, of people, whether it's female or male.
Well, that's right. Absolutely. So you have to, you know, sometimes you want to, it's hard to think about how it is that you can not say avoid it, but become a part of it. And the best way is to, you know, just know, like you can't go back enough to what it is that we always say about knowing thyself, because when it is that you know thyself, then you kind of know what your limitations are, or what it is that you will deal with, and what it is that you won't deal with, what you can deal with, and what you can't deal with. So that's a part of how it is that you can kind of deter away from it.
And a lot of times, another way you can tell if you are part of trauma bond, because like in conversation with someone else, when you all start sharing similar stories, or you know what I'm saying, you're sharing excuse me, trauma or hurt, and oh, I could relate to that, you know, oh, I've been through that, or yeah, I've been through similar situations, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't realize that even with going through that situation and talking about it at that moment, we have not healed from it.
Right.
We haven't even found a way to really deal with it. We keep sweeping it under the rug, you know, and even when we're faced with a situation that causes more trauma or hurt,
it just builds on
top of it because we don't know how to respond to it. We don't know how to act off of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times that's where that attitude come from, or that, you know what I'm saying?
Just a built up anger. And you, and you never seem, that person never seems happy. Never seems, you know, like they have any form of happiness. Always have some type of anger, or it's just not, and you can't relate. You can't relate.
Perfect example. You know, you around people sometime, and like you'll hear them saying, like, "Wow, man, it's like I've been having so much bad luck, or my day's been so messed up." And when something start going good for them, they like, something ain't right. It's going too good for me. It's going too good for me. You know what I'm saying? We start chasing that pain, or chasing that struggle, or that letdown, because that's what we used to. You know what I'm saying? And we have to realize we walking on pain. You know what I'm saying? In order to change that route. You know what I'm saying? Because when you walking on pain, after a while, you get used to it. You walked on it so long, it's like your feet get numb to the pain that you're walking on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you start looking for it. Before you know it, you wake up for it.
You're already speaking it in your life.
Yeah,
we
don't realize the power of that tongue. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what we've been through, the more we speak on it, and I'm talking about constantly speaking on it, you don't realize, it's a form of release, but you also steady speaking it back into your life, because the words you're speaking out is also coming back to you. You know what I'm saying? That's where the power of speaking positive things, you know what I mean, or talking on good days, like hey, this gonna be a good day no matter what. The more you say it, the more good things start happening around you. Now, of course, some might come along to try to throw you off, but you're supposed to be able to brush it off and be like, hey, I ain't gonna let that throw my day off.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it moving.
Right.
And that's the same way with conversations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll have a hurtful conversation with somebody, which might be pain for us, but we want to release it. And then they start sharing their pain. And before you know it, we pacifying each other with pain.
Right.
And nobody gave a solution yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, the story's supposed to go from the pain to, but this is what I did to get past that. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my mind in a different place. Like they say, your certain circumstances don't determine your destination.
That's right.
You feel me? So, and that means, like, the things you go through right now don't determine where you're going to land.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you got to be able to know the difference. Like, know that I don't want to be right here. I don't want to keep going through this. Or I don't want to keep talking about the same things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the more you talk about it, the more you keep it alive in your life. You see what I'm saying? The more you speak, like, that's part of a manifestation board. Like, when you write down the things that you visualize yourself having, and you visualize yourself in a better place, you might be in a bad spot. But you visualizing and you writing it down, the more you write, the thing with the writing it down is you're constantly looking at it.
Right.
So you programming your mind that this is coming to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're seeing it so much, even though it's not in front of you.
Right.
You start believing it and start
Exactly.
accepting the fact, like, I know I said I'm getting this big house because I wrote it right here. Damn, I said that, didn't I? You have to remind yourself about the good things that you deserve instead of reminding yourself about all the pain you done been through.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because that pain's supposed to be your strength. Not your weakness. It's only a weakness when we tear ourselves down with it. You see what I'm saying? It become our strength when we strengthen ourselves with it. When we make that pain like, okay, I'm not going to go through that. You see what I'm saying? So when you tell yourself that and you stand on that, you don't realize how you're strengthening yourself with your own discipline. Like, I can't keep doing this to myself. You feel me? Them words right there is really not a bad word. It's really telling yourself it's time for me to do something different for me. That's why I say know thyself is very important, because in all situations, it play a part. Because any situation you in, you playing a certain part of it. You see what I'm saying? Whether you accepting it or you the one who putting the energy out there. You see what I'm saying? You play a part. And a lot of times people don't know, like you said, they get so used to being raised in mess, they put out mess, and they think this is how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even sometimes if it is that you're not raised in the mess, but you constantly around the mess, then like you had said, you walking on pain because you steady walking on that pain that you are around, or like you said, raised up in. So yes, most definitely. So I'm gonna give you a little breakdown of stage 1 that I mentioned of trauma bonding, which is that love bombing. Love bombing is a coercive, manipulative tactic used to swiftly gain independence and trust in a relationship. It involves excessive, over-the-top displays of affection and flattery in attempts to forge a we in a relationship. Love bombing is commonly associated with people who exhibit traits of narcissistic personality disorder, but is not limited to such people. In some cases, the perpetrator of love bombing does not even realize that they're acting in such a tactical way. But this typically does not cause this typically not in the case in trauma bond relationships.
I
So
can believe that.
that's breaking down what that stage 1 was called as far as that love bombing.
And that almost puts you in the mind of, it's really not love in the beginning. And I do believe that, a lot of us needs to go back and really know the definition of love, because a lot of us have not really experienced true love. But true love comes in knowing thyself first, loving thyself, and knowing the difference between love and lust. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's powerful about what you just said? See, like, when I say know thyself, it also means, like, the more you love yourself, the more you're going to attract that kind of love. See what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, well, I want to find this good woman, or I want to find this man, this hell of a man, and this and this and that. But you ain't healed yourself enough to receive that person. You see what I'm saying? And it could be me, myself. I'm just saying, I'm learning that even more. You got to be in a place to attract the things that you feel like you deserve. Even the people that you want around you, the people you want to love you. when you put, that's why they said the power of love is more powerful than what people know. You know, and it's not a word, it's an energy that you put out. When you put that energy out, you're going to attract that energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's so true.
Is true.
That is really
very
true. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Stage 2, trust and dependency. The second stage of trauma bond happens when love bombing creates a deep foundation of trust and dependence on behalf of the target for the abuser. The abuser has, at this point, created dependence through constant affection and validation. This dependence facilitates the abuser to have control over the other person's decisions and actions. During stage 2, if the target questions the abuser's intentions, the abuser will make the target feel guilty of doubting them. In some circumstances, the abuser will even purposefully test the target's faithfulness to them.
And that comes from a lot of times, like they said, it's the control. People want control over other people, but don't even have control over themselves.
That's true.
And that's the sad part about it, because true love is not controlling me. True love would be more you and I coming to a happy medium, because in relationships, we all know that in order for it to work, it's not about little big eyes, little U's.
And me.
Yeah, it's about a us.
Right.
It's about the communication that we share. And we have to find like that safe space in our relationship to be able to say things to each other that may hurt.
Right.
But then you
gotta
gotta accept it and know that I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm giving you a better understanding. But instead, we go into that, that blaming and putting the blame on this one and putting the blame on that
and
one.
And not taking accountability.
Taking accountability when all I'm saying to you is, baby, listen, I love you, but I saw this dude today, he was fine. He was, but I mean, I never would do nothing to do because I think you even finer. But we don't know how to accept that. You know why? Because the first thing we're going to be like, yeah, you must have been looking at him, gave me you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's vice versa with females too. We have gotten so far away from communication.
Yes.
We do not know how to communicate with each other. And we make everything that's right wrong. And everything that's wrong, we making it right. So now everybody's so confused because they looking in somebody else's backyard and saying, but see, this what they did. But you have to do what works for you and your partner. You know what I'm saying? That's where true love comes in. I can't control you and make you feel like what I want you to do is the right way. Because you might see the wrong and know that it's wrong, and you might present it, but I don't know how to accept that because I want the control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we just have to, we got to get back. I'm telling you, we got to
You know what we got to get back to? Like, a lot of those issues come from the lack of friendship. You feel me? And when I say that, you know what I mean, we connect with people, and we don't take time out to really know who we standing in front of. So, for one, when you don't know who you're in front of, how can you really help that person? You don't even know where they lacking at or what they good at. So as a friend, friends take time out to know their friends. Whether they the negative friend or that good friend, they learn who they around.
Right.
And when you connect with people, you got to know who you dealing with for one. And that's just taking it out as far as like letting your feelings, sometimes we have to put our feelings to a side to be able to receive. You know, our feelings block things because of where we been, not because of where we at all the time. You know what I'm saying? But see, when you a friend to somebody, it don't matter where you been. You know what I'm saying? You looking at that person like, I like this person for who they is. I want to get to know him more. And the more I get to know him, I'm learning him.
Exactly.
And now I got to accept him because I'm taking time out to learn him, not for who I expect him to be. See, we come in with a lot of expectations, but we don't know we're dealing with individuals. So you can't expect me to be the same nigga you just rocked with because maybe he might have been in a better place than I was with himself. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or he just who he is, and I am who I am. So when you learn me.
Right.
My good days, my bad days, because nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? If you expect a perfect man, you'll never find him. You expect a perfect woman, you'll never find her. We can strive for perfection and be good people, But we is who we is. And I mean the good side and the bad. Because really, in order for you to love me, you got to know both.
The bad.
Because,
and you got to be
because-
able to understand and accept the bad, too.
Because the thing is, I don't want nobody to just love me for my good side. I want somebody to be able to help me on that negative side of me so I could become a better person.
That's right.
That's where the problem comes. We ain't helping each other be better. We tear each other down even more, and you're going to get the worst out of it. You see what I'm saying? So loving the person who you're dealing with plays a major part of knowing who you loving is for. It's like, I'm willing to accept this person for who they is because that's what I see in front of me. You can paint a pretty picture, but the best picture is learning what's in front of you so y'all can create that picture together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
that's so true.
that's the most beautiful relationships is the ones who really hold on to their friendship. Because a friend even knows they friend, and they know like, oh, you can't come surprise me because I really knew you was gonna do that anyway. So we can keep it moving. Ain't no use us being stuck on that because I already know you was gonna do that. I know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you hear friends say that certain thing, you don't hear them back and forth so much because at that moment they accepting the fact that I know this person. Now I gotta be real with myself. I can lie to myself and say, no, I ain't think you was gonna do me like that. You're a damn lie. They show you signs. But you're not paying attention. You painting a pretty picture instead of facing the reality that's in front of you.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want a friend that's not going to correct me when I'm wrong. If you're going to be my yes man or yes ma'am every time, then I don't want you as a friend because where do we draw a line at? We don't never draw a line. It's always you going to agree with everything I do and say. So that means you're setting me up for failure. I'm going to crash real soon. And you're going to be right there encouraging me to go ahead and crash, you know. I want somebody that's going to be honest with me, pull me to the side and be like, listen, you was wrong for that. And you need to check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, hey, that was a good job. What you said was, you know what I'm saying? And not that we need somebody to pat us on the back. But all of this stems back from trauma bond. We connect with people that's traumatized or hurt. And we have to learn how to heal so that
in order we can help.
How can we build if we don't heal?
You're right.
We got to be able to strengthen each other.
Exactly.
We got to make each other stronger. You got to be able to look at a person and see, okay, man, I know he down right now, but I see some greatness in him. You know what I'm saying? Let that be the reason you rocking with him. And I see he don't even see it in himself yet. So I'm gonna be that mirror for him and let him see himself by reminding him and by leading by example and letting him know I see certain things that you might not see in yourself. Don't take it personal. It's just I believe in you and I know you got it. You see what I'm saying? Them type of words. It change a person because it's going to give you some strength. No matter how personal you take it, when you get past your little personal feelings, you're going to realize they was really boosting you up. They was giving you a push instead of a knockdown. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta learn by leading by example, especially when you rock with somebody. If you really rock with them before you turn them down, at least take time out to try to build them up. If you can't build them up, then it ain't no. I'm not saying it's on you to build them up. I'm saying that if we rocking together, still sharp and still. So I don't want nobody around me that's not willing to pick me up when I fall, because I'm gonna fall. That's human. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, that is human, and we all have those moments where what we call fail, where we have that fail. But when it is that you don't have that proper person to be there to, recognize that neither one of you all are perfect. And you both gonna go through some things. And instead of, like we always talk about, the tongue is the most powerful. Oh my God. It is the most powerful thing. And things that you say to people, sometimes you don't realize just how much those things impact that other person and can really tear that person down. You think that you are doing it or you saying it because you're trying to get back at them or you trying to make them mad or think, trying to make them feel a certain way. But what you don't realize is that you are literally tearing that person's character up. And tearing it up.
And the thing about it is a lot of times we just have to, a lot of times it's not always what you say, it's how you come off and how you say it. Because some things people need to hear, but it's just the way you say it and how you come off when you saying it. That's when the feelings become raw and be like, man, they just hurt my feelings and they don't even know it. Right. So we even, even with me per se, I'm a strong-minded and strong, person. When I come off a certain type of way. But in reality, in my heart, I don't be meaning to come off like that. So that's something that I'm working on as far as myself.
But you know what? I mean, and that's not to like cover nothing up. But when you are, and especially I'll say for us being women, when you are that strong woman, I heard, like we follow, well, I know you do because you turned me on to it, this podcast with, what's her name? What is the young lady's name?
I can't think of her
but
name.
She said something that was so powerful because this man, he stood up and he asked the question about, how can you say that you want a strong man and you are trying to be stronger than the man?
Exactly.
And so she said, okay, so women, do you hear what it is that he's saying? Or are you really listening to what he's saying? She said, but now I'm getting ready to tell you, brother, how it is that woman, the reason why that woman may think that. Because like you talk about all the time, Fastlane, is that conquer and divide. So they done made it whereas to the women have to be in these certain positions. And since it is that they put in these certain positions, they'll be more independent. They take on the role as the man. They don't know how to fall back when it's time for them to fall back, because when you are, say for instance, out there in the work field, and I'll say for me, I'm doing, somewhat like what a man's job would do, even though it is that I'm sitting at a desk or whatever the case may be, but I'm helping to, I guess you would say, fight crime. I'll just use that as an example. But when we know our place, and a lot of women would take offense to that when you say know your place. As a woman, there is a place that we play. I mean, that we supposed to be in.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that we supposed to just let the man dog us out, or we supposed to just let the man do whatever it is that we, they want to do to us. No, not at all am I saying that, because that's not acceptable in the eyesight of how it is that you treat a human being, period.
Well, see, look what's deep, Miss Mink. Knowing your place also goes to when you treat yourself a certain way, and that's your place, that's the type of respect he gonna have to come with. Because you know why? Otherwise, he don't fit the description. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. We be trying to pull people up that don't even want to be up on that level. You see what I'm saying? So knowing your place is just knowing what you feel like you deserve. But see, the thing is, we also gotta know that we all have to adjust in order to receive the things that we really want. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just a woman and man thing, and that's how we've been divided. Men ain't getting what they need either.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's
Men
where I
is
was
not
going
receiving.
with it.
I understand. I ain't talking against it. I'm just saying, so it's the thing that we have been trained. We at battle. And mostly our culture. It's really our culture. You know what I'm saying? We battling each other with those type of situations, but we not really facing the chess moves that was made to get us there.
Right.
See, everybody think the past don't play a part, but this is why we where we at right now.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So in order for us to fix it, we got to know what created it as well. You see what I'm saying? Because otherwise we think, oh, this is just how it is now. This is how we supposed to move.
Yep.
But we don't realize the way it was structured in certain ways was making families win for real. You see, because everybody was playing a certain position. That's the place. Everybody play their position.
Yeah, and
because
that's where
men can't
everybody
do certain things women do.
can't do.
And
That's
women
right.
can't do certain
things men
and you
do.
can try, and I salute those that do whatever they feel like they didn't approve to themselves to do. But I know a lot of women that's strong that don't want to have to play them certain roles. You see what I'm saying? They have to, because that's the place that they've been put in.
Right.
But a lot of people really do want a better route. It's just we all fighting for something that ain't getting us nowhere.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We all fight for something. That's just like men that go hard on the women that's good to him. He end up losing, and then he go searching for another one. It don't come that easy. Good people don't come that easy. That's the difference. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of men that's been dogged out too by some dog ass women.
Right.
And it's some dog ass men that set bad examples for men. But see, in order for us to get what we really want, we got to lead by example.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like even a man. Like, he going to get tired of being that dog, and he going to want something that really love him for real after a while. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, she going to get tired of being alone or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean accept anything. That just means start vibrating on the level that you want to come to you, and you're going to attract it. That's the law of attraction.
And the thing about it is, too, is, when you, Miss Mick, when you spoke about knowing, women knowing their place in this and that and the other, as a woman, we do have to, know our place, because we have to know that out of man, God made woman. And from man, God made a woman as a helpmate. You feel what I'm saying? That's just like, you know what I'm saying, as a woman, and it's raining outside, if I have a man, my man's supposed to be holding my umbrella over me. That's just a sign of protection. You know what I'm saying? But like Fast Lady was saying, women and men have gotten so far gone, and so, you know what I'm saying, comfortable with what society say this is how it's supposed to be, to where women don't know their place. And men don't know their place because society say women can be men and men can be women, and it's okay. And we all know that that's not right. You feel what I'm saying? And there's things that women should not be doing that women do. Right. And because of the fact that we have been put in certain situations to make us have to go out and do these things. But we should never, as a woman, lose ourselves. We should never know.
That's the place.
You feel me? Yeah, that's the place. You know, as a woman, we should never lose our place as that woman, because when that man do come along, we should know how to salute that king and know how to humble ourselves. And when men say submit to me, that's when you know how to submit to a man. Because a lot of this foolishness that these men talking about submitting to them about, it's foolishness.
Right. But see, you know what's deep, Miss Kiwi? As well as somebody wants you to submit to them, they got to be willing to submit too.
Come on now.
It's a two-way street.
Come on now.
And see, we have got so pushed away from our true standards as far as, like, when you talk, I heard a lot of people screaming they kings and they queens and all that.
They don't know.
And I heard a lot of our sisters starting to say that they're kings and all that. But see, you know what run deep? Only if they really knew the position of the queen. You see what I'm saying? Because for one, as well as a king plays a major part of that kingdom. Exactly. A kingdom, what's a castle in a kingdom without that queen? Because you know why? The queen is the one who keeps that castle in order. When that king is gone, she's the one she calls war. She calls the shots. Everything goes. And when that king come back, what they don't realize, that real queen that's playing her position, he's coming to his queen for advice. She's the one who's really keeping him on point. So they only seeing the greatness of that king, but they don't know. In order for him to be a great king, he got to have a great queen laying right next to him. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right, because when you look at back in history time, like, even though it was Pharaoh was who he was, he sure had, who did he have next to him? Then when you look at Nefertiti, and you look at, what's the other one's name? And I'm just speaking of some great queens. They still had that king, but they were the great queens who actually honestly ruled the kingdom, because the king was out fighting wars and stuff like that to protect that kingdom.
And then when you think about it, that queen is the one that brings to the attention of that king, like, this might not be a best move.
Right,
So she's way more controlling than what people think.
Yeah. But see, people that took that control and took it to a whole nother level, and that's not even the type of control that it is. Control is, she's just keeping the kingdom
her position
from falling apart.
Because you know why? As well as it's his kingdom, it's her kingdom too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's her kingdom too. You know what I'm saying? That's when you see them great couples come together and them power couples people talk about, because they ain't thinking so small. They thinking big, like, baby, I want you to win. And when you find somebody that's telling you, baby, I want you to win, only thing in your mind is, I got to win. She believe in me. If the world don't believe in me, I got somebody riding with me, and I'm finna go make it happen. And that's the same. And the reason she feel like that, because he's making her feel like that as well. That's why I said it's not a man and woman thing. It's a two-way street. If you want certain things, you got to put that type of energy out. You know what I'm saying? You got to. And if they ain't ready for it, it wasn't really for them. Because trust me, when you got a good person that cross your path and you lose them, I guarantee you got to witness the real. So now you're going to always want that. And you're going to learn them lessons, because you're going to run across a lot of people that really ain't want you to win. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to learn to appreciate them good people. So you're never supposed to step down from your position anyway, how somebody treated you. That just means they wasn't ready for you. You see what I'm saying?
And all of this ties into trauma bonding.
Right, because it impacts how it is that we live, not only how we live, but how it is that we maneuver, how we move around, how we think, how we react, how it is that life period. You know, you do learn. Hopefully you learn from certain things it is that you experience, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer for some to learn than others, but it's that outcome. And you know, you never let that person tear you down to whereas to you don't believe that you are who you are neither. That's right.
And that's knowing your place.
And that's knowing thyself.
See, and that's my point. You know what I'm saying?
That's
See, people take
thyself.
words and twist them around and it give you different feelings. But when you know your place, I don't care what nobody say. And I ain't talking about women. I'm saying the man too. You feel me? When he know his place, and can't nobody make me bend. Can't nobody make me step or surrender or change who I am. You see what I'm saying? As far as knowing my place. Now, I can only get better. I could get better at my position. I could get wiser at my position. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's going to help those around me, too. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important to know your place. Because when you playing your position and they don't appreciate it, that means it wasn't for them. That's a lesson. It was just a lesson for them, because when they lose it, they're going to learn the lesson. Because they're going to realize everybody is not that queen. Everybody ain't going to treat you like that king. And every king, I mean, all these niggas claim king ain't a king. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
and the thing of it is that if you keep constantly allowing people to take you down that same road, steady, you know, doing things to you that makes you hurt or makes you feel less worthy or make you feel like as if you don't have a place, then you're no better than that person.
Because you're accepting it.
Exactly. And
you
that goes back
that
to
pain,
trauma,
walking on pain.
hurt, things that you done went through, and now it's so embedded in you to where you feel like this is the right way to be. You know, and you have to love thyself. You got to go back to loving thyself, because things do hurt you. Things will take you down through there. But how long do you allow that hurt to keep making you go down through the same thing over and over and over and over again? It don't make you feel good. That means it ain't for you.
And you know what's major about that? We spend the most time with ourselves. So, you know what I mean? I say that to say, you could blame a lot of people for the things you go through, but the first person always blame yourself, because if nobody else help you correct it, you gotta still help yourself correct it.
You gotta
See what
help
I'm
correct
saying?
your own self.
So,
because
them talks,
honestly, can't nobody else correct it. Can't, because yes, people can talk to you all they want to. They can give you their opinions. They can give you how it is that they feel or whatever the case may be. But when you realize what it is that you need to do for you the only person that can correct you. And I tell my reps that all the time, is that if it's something that I'm doing to you, or if I'm making you feel a certain way, let me know. But I'm the only one that can correct me.
Exactly.
I'm the only one that can correct
who,
who
that ain't gonna help.
needs to correct Michelle. Can't nobody else's words or anything like that. I can take heed to it, but that doesn't mean that it's going to correct me. Michelle has to correct me.
Yes.
That's true.
So
That's
that
true.
and that, you know, kind of leads to both stages 3 and stage 4 in reference to the trauma bond. When stage 3 is criticism and devaluation. And stage 4 is manipulation and gaslighting. So all of that ties into what it is that we just stated, because you tend to tear yourself down more when it is that you are trauma bonded. You tend to devalue yourself more when it is that you're trauma bonded.
All right, we got a caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. This is Miss B from Arkansas.
Hi,
Hello, Miss
Miss B.
B from Arkansas. How are you?
Oh, I'm blessed. But I'm listening to the podcast tonight, and you all were talking about knowing thyself. It made me think of something also to add to that, knowing yourself. Because wherever you go, can you hear me?
We
Yes,
can
ma'am. We
hear
can
you.
hear
Loud
you.
and clear.
You might want to step away from your TV while you're on the phone.
Oh, I'm blessed. But I'm listening to the podcast tonight.
Go ahead, Miss B. We can hear you.
It made me think of something also to add to that.
Miss B, you got to get closer to the phone. You stepped away from the phone, too.
There you are.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
But keep the phone close to you.
Miss V, you still there?
Hey. Oh, I'm blessed. But wherever you go,
She got her. Yeah.
Miss B, keep your phone close to you, but step out of the room where your TV is.
Miss V don't. Miss V, we love you. We love you, Miss V. You having some difficulties, Miss V.
Okay, go ahead and say what you gonna say. We listening.
Oh, Miss V hung up.
She said,
Miss V said that's over.
That ain't working for her. That ain't working. That's all right. We know where you going with it. You
That's
can call
right.
us back, 515-599-1687. That's 515-599-1687. Talk to us. We definitely going to talk back. Call in. Give us your opinion. Let us know how you feel about trauma bonding. Have you experienced it? Do you know somebody who have experienced it? Hey, talk to us. If you don't want to tell us your name, you ain't got to call in and tell us your name. Just call us.
That's right.
Talk to us.
That's right.
You might help somebody.
That's right. Absolutely. So, looking at stage 6, that's what we've been talking about this whole time.
Okay.
Loss of self. Loss of self. After prolonged gaslighting, manipulation, and other forms of abuse, the target often loses a sense of who they are as a person. Instead of constantly being belittled and made to feel crazy, worthless, and inadequate, which leads them to lose boundaries they once had. The target may now feel in constant emotional distress and disconnected from who they once were. They are even more deeply involved in the trauma bond than ever because they cannot imagine immersing themselves in the world they once knew. During the loss of self stage, it is important to be aware of the signs that they may have as far as ideation of making it feel like it's just all about me, or it's all because of me, or whatever. So they tend to blame themselves. Yep. So, hey.
They make themselves the victim.
Yep, they make themselves the victim, most definitely. Yeah. So
trauma bonding is serious.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, trauma bond also ties into mental. You know, we all walk around here. We may see somebody that's, you know, walking around talking to themselves or, you know, acting like, you know, they have a special problem. But, you know, sometimes if you really, like we say all the time, if you look in the mirror, we all deal with some type of mental.
Yes, we do.
We all have dealt with some type of trauma bond. So, you know what I'm saying? When you start pointing fingers, just know that one that's pointing at that one person, 4 is pointing back at you. Well, 3 fingers and a thumb, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the point of it is that we all have room to work on our mental. We all have room to work on our mental. And if you really be honest with yourself, if you have been trauma bond or in trauma bond right now, you know, you the only person that can get a hold to you. Right. That means that, hey, he say come as you are. That means filthy rags and all. He didn't say you had to dress up, put your bling bling on, put your makeup on, your high heels. He didn't say put on a 3-piece suit with your Stacey Adams or whatever y'all wearing nowadays. He said come as you are. Cry out to him just as you are, because he can hear you where you at.
Yes.
You know, so hey, we just got to get back to it and know that a lot of things that we go through on a daily basis, a lot of things that we facing on a daily basis, you're not by yourself, for one, because he is always there with you. But there are people who will talk, you can talk to, and that will listen, and you don't have to worry about your business going somewhere else.
That's right. And a lot of times it is good to seek those, somebody that's trustworthy outside of family and friends.
Yeah.
Because family and friends are going to try and protect you. They're not going to try and actually give you the real or try to help you. And sometimes that, when it is that they're trying to protect you, that's not helping you, because you still are feeling helpless. So you want to try and find someone. A lot of people feel that it's bad or it's crazy if it is that you try to talk to a therapist, or that you talk to, talk to God first, most definitely. But if you find a therapist, it's somebody on the outside that's not biased to what it is that you're going through. So don't feel ashamed if it is that you have to go talk to a therapist. Go talk to that therapist. Release what it is that you need to release and talk to. Believe me, it can be very, very helpful.
It can, but I'm going to disagree with you just a little bit, because even talking to family ain't always just looking out for your best interest. Sometimes we need to hear what's being said, whether it come from family, friends, or therapists.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's
Sometimes
true.
we just need to hear it, because, of course, you going to love your family, man, because you don't want to see nobody going through no hurt in your family. But sometimes, even because a lot of people don't feel comfortable with talking to somebody they don't know. Even though sometimes talking to somebody you don't know is a good thing, because they can't judge you.
Right.
But even if you find one of your family members that you feel comfortable with talking to, it's not always the fact that because they love you that they're going to judge you, or they're going to say, you still can talk to some of your family members.
But it is hard, and it has been proven that because of the relationship, and not all family members are real close.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't finna if God didn't place me on your heart, I don't care if you family members or a therapist. If God didn't place you on my heart to talk to you, I'm not going to tell you my business, no way. Because a lot of people just take people's business and spread it.
Yeah.
Even
your family members do.
Family, I just said family, friends, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know, too, that them therapists, they go talking to other people about your business as well. So just think, you could run into a therapist that may not know you, but might know your family member, and they sitting there spilling all your business to them, and then you find that out. So I'm just saying, it really doesn't matter who you talk to, as long as you pray. And no, it don't. Not if you pray about it and God sends you.
But that's the reason why it is that you talk to God first.
That's why I said you pray about it.
But it does matter who it is that you talk to. You can't talk to everybody.
That's why I said you gotta pray about it first.
Yeah.
If you keep God first and you pray about it, it don't matter, because whoever He sends you, He sent them to you for a reason, and they gonna already have an answer. Cause
make sure that you got a relationship with God, though, because the devil can send them to you too.
Exactly. That's why you gotta have that personal relationship. You gotta have that personal relationship.
Hey, the power of God telling me one of the best answers to a lot of this is the power of letting go.
And that's true.
You feel me?
You gotta
the power of letting go. You know why? Because
how.
letting go plays a major part of your faith. If you know He got you, why are you still dealing with certain things you can't fix anyway? You're supposed to hand everything over to Him anyway. If you know He got you, then you know that's when He said you can't let your battles be His battles. I mean, let your battles. He got your battles. He gonna fight your battles for you. And that's even with relationships. Sometimes we feel like we want to talk a person into understanding, when really sometimes when we let go, that's when all the answers start coming to us that we need. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're opening, we in an opening place for receiving. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times we ain't even in a place to receive. That's why it's hard to talk to certain people, because even when we talk to certain people, we not in a place to receive, and we not delivering it enough to them for them to be able to give us the right answers we need. So a major part of all of that is, that's why I said earlier, you spend the most time with yourself. So even when you ain't got nobody else to talk to, you talk to God and yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's that one-on-one. And because you spending the most time with them right there, if you really tapped in. So as you talking to God and yourself, he started putting them answers around you anyway. That's why he said he don't want you to turn to man, turn to him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when you turn to him, he could give you signs through a bird, through a sign that don't got nothing to do to you.
Or
trees,
a song that you're listening to.
A song just pop on, and you will know it's him because you know what you was praying on. You see what I'm saying? So when you let it go, that's when you start seeing what he trying to show you anyway. See, we hold on to a lot of stuff that's blocking our blessings more than we know. You know what I'm saying? And it comes down to no matter who you could talk to, you got to talk to yourself and convince yourself that if it's not good for me, I think I better let it go.
Let it go.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's hurting you.
It, baby.
You know what I'm saying? It hurt you
TKO
more than anybody you talk to. Or like nobody else knows your pain more than you know your pain. You see what I'm saying? So one way I have learned to deal with it is I take it. I learn them. In my mind, I reevaluate the lesson, not the pain about it. And then I have to let it go because I took the lesson out of it, which has strengthened me. And then the pain, I got to let go because that's what's breaking me down. I can't keep carrying that. And that's knowing yourself. If it ain't good for you and you know it ain't good for you, I think you better let it go no matter what it is. And I'm saying that it's not always that easy, but that's a practice that you got to really do for yourself because it's really going to help you. You know what I'm saying? The power of letting go. That's letting go people you don't need to be talking to, conversations you don't need to be having, whatever you eating that ain't good for you, or a relationship that ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, letting it go helps you heal yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because you could naturally heal your body when you know how to let things go.
Call from Urban Living STL. To accept.
Hello, caller. Can you hear us? Hello, caller. Can you hear us?
She couldn't figure it out.
Well,
that's all right.
Caller, you'll get it right sooner or later. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. So, but yeah, we we just talking about trauma bonds, and trauma bonds can come from trauma, from hurt, from dealing with other hurt people, So we just have to. We got to start being more aware of things that we allow in our spirit. We got to be more aware of things that, we listening to, things that we're looking at, things that, we hearing, because all of those things play a great part of how your mood will be and how you live and what you going to do and what you going to allow and what you're not going to allow. So basically, when it boils down to it, you got to guard your heart. We all know that the heart is the most wickedest thing on our body. So that means that our heart can be misleading. And when you know that, then that means that you have to take more precaution and steps on guarding your heart. Pray and ask God to guard your heart. To search your heart. If it's things that's not of him in your heart, to remove those things and replace them with godly things. Or whatever your higher power is. Because I'm not trying to force my God on you. I'm just telling you what it is. Hold on. We're going to try this one more time.
Call from Urban Living STL. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Hello, caller. Are you there?
That's not. Okay, well, don't keep answering it then if they ain't gonna say nothing.
Calling from a 249 number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
caller, you know what? We appreciate you calling in. We appreciate you listening. Hopefully, you're getting something out of it. Maybe it just wasn't meant for you to speak right now. But hey, don't stop calling. Continue to support, Hey, and for those who don't know the number, 515-599-1687. We still got a few more minutes. If you would like to call in and get in on this conversation, we are talking about trauma bonds.
Yes, and we appreciate all of our listeners, all of our viewers, those that call in, those that participate, those that respond, those that hit us up when it is that we're not here, all of that, because that's the whole mission. The whole mission is, with Why Not Said, is that we want for everyone's voice to be heard. We want to build those grounds, solid grounds, for that open communication. For the, I guess you would say the solid relationships, whereas to it's okay to express yourself.
Yes,
It's okay to say how it is that you feel. It's okay to be receptive to when it is that it doesn't feel good. It's not bad to cry. It's not bad
That's
to
men or women.
It's not bad to express emotions or feelings.
Exactly. And then too, a lot of times we don't know when we have offended or hurt somebody's feelings unless that person approach us and tell us that, you know, what you said or how you treated me. You know what I'm saying? But the thing we have to keep in mind, though, is if it's something that may hurt you, or if it's something that you know that you won't like, or you know that you might not want somebody to say it to you, then it might not be feasible to say it to somebody else, or it might not be feasible to treat that person like, you know, you don't want to be treated, because the saying is, treat me the way you want to be treated. So, you know, but like I said, too, if you are my friend or if you my family members and you see me finna crash out, pull me to the side. You know, it's not about what you say. It's always about how you say it, how you deliver what you finna say.
Yes.
But if you try to embarrass me in front of a whole lot of people, you know, of course I ain't gonna take that well. You know?
And that's with anybody.
Right,
I mean, because as human, you have that defensive mechanism anyway.
Exactly.
So
But
that's
it's
with
about
anybody.
what you know.
And it's just a way that you can communicate. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to, you know, be critical. You don't have to. You can, hey, words and things that are said when it's communication, it's talking through it with genuine caring or love or whatever it is. And that's basically what it is that we do here. We want to talk to you guys with genuine love and care because of experiences that we've been through, we've had, or even, you know, hey, things that you all share with us. It helps us as well.
Exactly.
So it's a two-way street. And we kind of said that earlier when it comes to knowing your place. It's a two-way street in everything, every relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's marriage, whether it's dating, whether it's boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever it is, it's a two-way
Even
street.
if you walking up and you meet a stranger, it's still a two-way street. Because the only way you will, you no longer is the stranger is when you introduce yourself.
That's right.
Hey, my name is and your name is. You know what I'm saying? Or when you walk up to a stranger and y'all start having that conversation.
That's
so,
right.
you know what I'm saying? We just gotta stop being so, what's the word? Like
evil?
Yeah.
And we gotta watch what we communicate about.
Yeah,
as far
you
as
know,
each other, we
stop
pour a lot of
talking-
negative
yeah.
into each other, and that's how everybody starts seeing they way. You know what I'm saying? We got to start pumping more life into each other.
Build
start
each
putting
other
people's
up.
minds back on like doing good for themselves, loving themselves. Don't worry about what they did to you. It's what you doing to yourself is more important. Because even after somebody do something to you, and when they gone, you keep on whooping yourself with the same whoopings. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
we have to learn how. We got to learn how to keep it moving and letting it go and loving ourselves more. You know what I mean? Because that plays a major part of the love you really want. You know what I'm saying? Because when you loving yourself more, you're going to attract that type of love.
That's right. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Or you're going to run it away.
Exactly.
That ain't good for you. What ain't good for you ain't
for you.
good for you.
Right.
And just know that whatever emotions as an adult you go through, if you have children, those emotions spread over onto your children.
Yep.
Stop acting like you don't know why your child is acting out. Stop acting like you don't know why your child is doing things to get your attention. We got to start getting back to being parents and not so much friends. And I'm not saying your children can't be friends, but
there's a place.
You can have a friendship with your child, but you cannot be your child's friend.
Right.
They have to know the
boundaries.
boundaries and the difference in that. So we got to get back to our children because we're losing our children on a daily basis.
Yes.
And it plays a major part of
It
how
does.
we losing ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You feel me? That's knowing your place again. When you blessed to have these children, God blessed you with them. Your place ain't so much as, like,
Shut up, I'm grown.
like you gotta still teach these kids how to deal with situations, how to know how to receive rejection. Got to teach them how to
Stop trauma
know
bonding your kids.
that no is okay sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because one no might open up doors for a few more yeses. You see what I'm saying? But you got to know how to receive the no sometimes.
That's right. Absolutely.
And as parents, we think we supposed to give them when they want. Well, they wanted this and they wanted that, but you don't know you're confusing them about
and not
life,
only that, you
because
messing them
life
up.
don't always give you what you
Yes.
want. So it starts at home. We got to teach these kids that no means no, and that means when you get no, you got to be patient enough for that yes. When you don't teach them patience for that yes, they expect everything to be given to them right then and there.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
And
that
the
ain't
thing,
real.
Exactly. And it also teaches them too, like, they don't know the difference in when I do good, I be rewarded, as opposed to when I do bad, I'm still being rewarded.
Right.
So why should I be good?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're listen, everything we say to you, it was things we done and we practices ourselves. We're not sitting on this platform acting like we had it all together or we perfect. These are lessons that we have learned along the way, and we're just sharing it and still learning. We're just sharing it with you all. But we definitely appreciate y'all on tonight for listening. Our lives is fired up. We thank the callers that tried to call in and talk to us. We hope that you continue to support and call in. The number is 515-599-1687. We are here every Friday at 8 p.m., 8:15-ish sometime. Please continue to support. Reach out to any of us. Miss Mink, Fast Lane, Miss Kiwi. If you have a topic that you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about it. We can get you on Why Not Say It, and we can share the love. We can share the knowledge. We helpers one to another. Miss Mink, you got any last?
Hey, you said it. Hey, that tied it up. Just know thyself, love thyself. And sometimes it's hard because none of us are perfect. But hey, if you have that trust and faith in God, it becomes easy.
What about you, Fast Lane? Take us home.
If it ain't good for you, learn to let it go. You know what I'm saying? And that's conversations and all. We don't realize the energy we take in dealing with certain things we don't have to deal with. You know, and certain things you got to deal with, you got to know how you're dealing with it. And some things is part of letting it go. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't change it and it's hurting you, you better get away from it because it's going to hurt you even more.
That's right. And I thought our dog Lucy was going to say something. Give y'all a last little remorse. He been prancing back through here like, he the bodyguard. So, but yes, we love you guys. Y'all stay prayed up. Always keep God first. And no matter what you do, keep God first, because he the only one can deliver you out of anything you go through.
That's right.
Till next time, we love y'all. We do own the rights to this music that we're about to play. So y'all know this is Fast Lane. He's in the Fast Lane. 747 Fast Lane. You gotta move and groove. Play the song.
Move fast.
I've been in front, and behind of a gun. And most of these niggas ain't even been on the side of one. I watch my life have been reflected through the eyes of my son. They say my age makes a difference, cause we die to be young. I done took so many losses, I'm cautious of my surroundings. They killed my little cousin Shining. It's fucked up how they didn't found him. It's fucked up how they pronounced it. I didn't like how that shit sounded. I looked into Shannon Nice, you can tell that them bitches drowned them. They imitate Michael Brown them, and I never forget it. It hurts to know someone done it. Worse when you don't know who did it. Another murder committed. Who put this curse on my city? I took what these niggas owe me and not what these niggas give me. Dear God, you got to forgive me. The sacrifices I made, I went from stashing that crack to habitatting behind the cage. I went from grabbing that strap, clacking them with the gauge. I went from hiding them packets in the mattress. Cause it's the raid I'm having. Visions of bodies in my casket. If that's my grave, I went from Christian to Baptist to a Catholic to get saved. I should've listened when Mama Cap asking for me to pray. My nigga visit his mama in the casket and lay your hands on me. Protect me in these streets.
striving for more. Live life to the fullest till God open heaven's doors. Open they third